Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit Lions fans. Let's get to the news folks. Today we're diving into some intriguing news that could have major implications for the Detroit Lions. And no, I'm not talking about some minor roster move or a rumor, but about something that could really shake up the NFC North and more broadly, the entire NFC landscape. We're talking about the possibility of the Lions signing a veteran pass rusher, a player with a high-profile background who could bring a new dimension to their defense. And that player is none other than Jadeveon Clowney. Yes, you heard that right. The former #1 overall pick, a guy who's been at the forefront of NFL defenses since he entered the league in 2014, might be making his way to Detroit before the 2025 season kicks off. Now, this isn't just speculation for the sake of it. According to USA Today's Nick Brinkerhoff, Detroit is a potential landing spot for Clowney, who was recently released by the Carolina Panthers in May. That's right, the Panthers decided to part ways with him after a season that, while not spectacular, was still quite productive for a player in his role. Clowney played 14 games for Carolina in 2024, a total of 5 sacks, along with 44 quarterback pressures and 24 defensive stops. That's a pretty decent output, especially considering he was primarily used in a rotational role. And when you look at his track record, it's clear that Clowney can still bring value to a team looking to bolster its pass rush. What's particularly interesting about Clowney is his journey. He signed a 2-year deal worth $20 million with the Panthers last offseason after an impressive 9-5 sack campaign with the Baltimore Ravens. That was just a year prior, and it showcased that even at 32 years old, he still has the ability to get after the quarterback. Of course, he's not the dominant force he once was when he was coming out of South Carolina as the top pick in the 2014 draft, but let's be honest, he's still a formidable presence on the edge. And for a team like Detroit, which has been looking to solidify its pass rush, Clowney could be a game changer. The Lions, as many of you know, have a talented defensive front, but outside of Aiden Hutchinson, they lack consistent, proven starting talent at the edge rusher position. That's a significant gap when you're trying to compete at the highest levels and make a real push into the playoffs and beyond. Hutchinson, of course, has been outstanding, an elite pass rusher who's shown he can dominate on any given Sunday. But pairing him with a veteran like Clowney could elevate the entire defensive line. Clowney's experience, over 127 games started, would provide leadership and stability to a relatively young core. Imagine a duo of Hutchinson and Clowney coming off the edges, forcing quarterbacks to make quick decisions, disrupting passing lanes, and creating more opportunities for the Lions' secondary. That combination could be exactly what Detroit needs to turn the dial up a notch. Not to mention, Clowney's ability to contribute in run defense, setting the edge and making tackles at the line of scrimmage, adds even more value. And it's not just about the talent. The financial aspect plays a crucial role here. Detroit still has around $48 million in cap space, according to Over the Cap, which means they could easily afford to bring Clowney in without compromising their flexibility. And given that he's not likely to command a massive contract at this stage of his career, especially with training camp just around the corner and preseason preparations already underway, this could be a perfect low-cost addition who provides high upside. Now, it's important to consider that Clowney's role wouldn't necessarily be as a full-time starter right away, but more as a rotational piece to keep Hutchinson fresh, add pressure from different angles, and help develop the young players on the roster. And let's not forget, he's got that playoff experience, that mentality that can be infectious in the locker room. When you're trying to build a team that aims for deep playoff runs, having a veteran presence who's been through the grind can be invaluable. Looking at the bigger picture, the Lions are in a fascinating position this offseason. After a strong 2024 campaign, they're looking to build on that momentum. They've added some promising young talent, but the defense, especially the pass rush, still needs that extra push to become truly elite. Clowney could be that piece, a veteran who can come in, contribute right away, and help turn Detroit's defense into a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks. And for the Lions faithful, this move makes a lot of sense. It's about adding that veteran edge, literally and figuratively, that can make a difference in close games. Clowney's experience and skill set align well with Detroit's current needs, and given the team's cap space, this could be a smart, budget-friendly move that pays dividends. Plus, it sends a message to the rest of the league. Detroit isn't just content with being good. They're pushing to be great, and adding a player like Clowney signals their serious intentions. Now, we can't forget the context of the NFC North, a division that's becoming more competitive year after year. The Lions have been building a strong foundation, and with Aiden Hutchinson leading the charge, they're already a team that commands respect. But to truly elevate themselves into the upper echelons of the NFC, they need that extra push. A veteran like Clowney, with his playoff experience and pass-rushing ability, could be the final piece to the puzzle. Of course, nothing is guaranteed in the NFL, and the decision will depend on a lot of factors. How Clowney feels about coming to Detroit, the team's final evaluations, and how the coaching staff envisions his role. But if everything lines up, this signing could be one of the smartest moves of the offseason for the Lions. It's a strategic addition that balances experience, talent, and cap flexibility. For us fans, it's exciting to think about the possibilities. Seeing Clowney lining up next to Hutchinson, creating chaos in the backfield, and helping Detroit chase that elusive Super Bowl title. And as we look ahead, it's worth noting that Detroit's defense, while improved, still has room to grow. The addition of a player like Clowney could spark a new level of competitiveness and intensity. Plus, his presence could help younger players develop faster, learning from his professionalism and work ethic. That's what good teams do: surround their young stars with veterans who know what it takes to succeed. So, in summary, the potential signing of Jadeveon Clowney by the Detroit Lions is an exciting development that could reshape their defensive outlook. It's a move rooted in strategic thinking, cap flexibility, and a clear desire to push for greatness. The Lions are clearly looking to build a defense that can pressure quarterbacks relentlessly and make life miserable for opposing offenses. With Clowney's experience and talent, they might just be getting that missing piece. But hey fans, this is just the beginning. We'll keep you updated on how this story develops, whether Clowney ends up in Detroit, and how the Lions continue to shape their roster for the upcoming season. The NFC North is getting more interesting by the day, and Detroit is positioning itself as a serious contender. So stay tuned, keep the passion alive, and let's see how this story unfolds. The Lions are on the move, and it's an exciting time to be a fan. Remember, every move they make now is about building a team that's ready to contend, and maybe, just maybe, bring another Super Bowl trophy to Detroit. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. Do you think Clowney is the missing piece? Or do you believe the Lions should explore other options? Either way, we love hearing your insights. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news. This team is on the rise, and the best is yet to come. Keep the faith, Lions fans, and let's get ready for a season full of excitement and potential.